right, let's see if this works. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me or not, but have you ever had something happen super badass that you just wish you could share with your friends? That's what's happening right now. Let's see if this works. I'll make it real quick. So I'm seeing a pattern. I've done this several times now. It's not just a fluke. This is a thing. Somebody mentions to me that they've got a hearing problem. A little notch, a frequency that they can't hear, or they can't pick out somebody's voice in a crowded room, amongst the other voices. I can't hear my wife's voice. I can't hear my husband's voice. That could be selective. But all kidding aside, we could have hearing loss due to structural damage, loud noises laying down the little micro hairs in the ear. That can happen. You can have an eardrum rupture. You can have all kinds of an infection that just is a bunch of scar tissue and bullshit going on in there. You can have all kinds of reasons for hearing loss. But we can also have a problem inside the brain and brain stem processing perfectly good signal that's coming in, right? And I've seen this a lot where somebody says, hey, my hearing aid isn't working exactly the way it was advertised, Well, if a brain and brainstem, if a system is having problems processing signal coming in, many times adding more signal or just turning up the volume doesn't change anything because they can't process it anyway. I've kind of worked out a system of how to fix this. So let's say I can't hear my wife's voice. Her frequency of voice I can't pick up. I can pick up everything else, but not my wife's voice. Well, I'll take on my cell phone. I got an app called Function Generator or something like that. Basically, it's a tone generator. It makes noise, and you can control the frequency and the volume of it. And you can also do a bunch of other stuff. But basically, frequency and volume. I'll get the frequency close. I'll have that person listen, obviously, and I'll start at an area where I figure they probably can hear, and I'll start bringing the frequency either up or down. And as soon as we start getting to the edge of where they can't hear it anymore, hey, that's starting to suck. I don't hear that so well. I do my thing, and what's happening is their system is becoming aware that they've got a problem right here, and I'm stimulating the neurons that would be receiving that signal, and I reset those neurons, and I continue to just paint new hearing, restored hearing, not new, restored hearing through that signal range, that notch of signal. And when I'm done, they hear just fine. And they're like, what, did you turn it up? What? No, I didn't turn anything up. We just went through the different signals, through the different frequency, and painted back in function where it had been compromised due to a signaling problem, right? Signal processing problem. We can also have patches three-dimensionally around a person where they don't hear so well. Inside the brainstem, in an area called the mesencephalon, which is the top of the brainstem, they also call it the midbrain, there's an area called the tectum. Tectum, a lot of things, but the two things we're concerned with, that's where we create our visual and auditory maps of our surroundings, of our environment. Superior colliculus in the tectum is for visual, creating a visual map. You got people that bump into stuff all the time. It could be a peripheral awareness problem. It could be a problem in the tectum, in the superior colliculus, where you're not creating a good visual map of your surroundings, and you wind up bumping your toe or bumping your shoulder into the door jamb, that kind of crap, right? Well, same thing for auditory. A lot of times when I find folks they complain about hearing loss, they have it in patches as well. Like over here they can't hear. Next to it they can. Above it they can. Over here they can, but not right here. Same thing. You just take that frequency in that area and you get to the point where like, oh, it sucks, and you just repaint in hearing in that little area where they were having a problem, the hearing loss, right? So, we can have hearing loss due to a destruction of the structures, or we could just have a hard time processing the signals. If it's a signal processing thing, 100% of the time that I'm doing this, I'm getting the result we're looking for. So anyway, just wanted to share that. This was just as much of a test of, how feasible it is for me to do these things while I'm driving around. Of course, I was just hopping up and down, excited, because this is a thing now. This is not just a 1 or a 2. What's going on? Okay, so anyway, just wanted to share. I hope you all are having a great day, and look forward to seeing you all soon.